What's up, y'all? I'm back in my regularly scheduled location, okay? Y'all, I am coming to you live today to talk about some foolishness that has been going around on the internet. We got KeKe Palmer, baby daddy, playing like he her husband, child, having things to say about the outfits of it all. Then we got Maurice Scott and Kimmie Scott interviewing with Funky Geneva, Claudia Jordan, and Al Reynolds on Fox Soul, doubling down on his foolishness. Child, let's get into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming in with a force. Yes, blessings they are reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna talk about KeKe Palmer and her baby daddy that should have just went on and took the trash out and shut the hell up before we get into Maurice and Kimmie real quick. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, as y'all know, I was at the Usher of It All concert. Okay, it was absolutely amazing. Usher is so professional and he is so bomb. He is an amazing performer. I will pay the $5 for his tickets over and this listen, don't beat me up, over a Beyonce show any day. Any day. Okay. And mind you, I ain't really like Beyonce's last album anyway, so I wasn't about to pay no $500, $600, $700 for no tickets to go to their show. But that's just a side note. But anyway, amazing show. Okay. So there was a lot of backlash because Miss KeKe Palmer took her and her cakes to the show, child, and put them on display. And this person, someone posted, does he have a right to be mad at his girl for wearing this to an Usher concert? And Darius Dalton, which is KeKe Palmer's not husband, but boyfriend / baby daddy's father of her child, puts a tweet out saying, it's the outfit though. You a mom. What does her being a mom have to do with anything? I'm just trying to understand. Here's the thing. I get it. I'm going to say this. He has a right to feel however he feels about what KeKe Palmer was wearing. Because she did have them cakes on display. They look cute. She look really cute. She's going to a concert. She's KeKe Palmer. Okay? You have to really be mindful of who you dealing with, sir. Now, your brother might have been on Insecure for a couple of episodes, but he's not what we would call a mainstream celebrity. You got with a big dog, okay? And here's the big thing. He wasn't mad at KeKe's outfit. This boy was mad at the fact that Usher got all up on his lady. Now, if he knew anything about anything, he would know that Usher is not checking for KeKe Palmer. Why? Because Usher likes his ladies a little seasoned, with a little seasoning on them, a little flavor and age, if you will. He don't want him no young tenderoni that ain't been tenderized yet, okay? That ain't what he want. That ain't what he looking for. I'm too young for Usher, okay? I think Usher 44. I'll be 38, child, in a week and some days. Usher is not thinking about me. He damn sure ain't thinking about KeKe. KeKe ain't even 30 yet. He gave her a nice little hug and a serenade, okay? Because he did that to some ladies at the concert that I went to. I went on July 2nd. Amazing show. If you don't have tickets to that show, get you some, okay? And get you a good seat. And make sure the people that sit in front of you sit down, okay? Because I was in the 200 section. And this man was sitting in front of me, pissing me off. Y'all can see the video on my Instagram if you like to look at it. But yes, but that's a side note. It ain't about me. KeKe Palmer and her cakes went on to the Usher show looking like the bomb. Okay, you're looking like the bomb, girl. You did. But her man had a problem with that. Okay, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people are comparing this to a whole nother situation. I forgot what it was. Um, it was on Facebook. People are making comparisons in this situation to what KeKe is doing and somebody else. I'll find it real quick while we on the combo. But y'all, this is what KeKe's Cakes was looking like, Chan. KeKe's Cakes was caking it. And her friends, they were all for it. They were really, really hyping sis up. They really were. And here's the thing, that's her friends. She probably paid for them to come. You know, she had a good old time. They were having a good time too. Usher, they probably would have never gotten that close to Usher to even smell his breath. But they was able to, they was able to come and partake with Miss KeKe Palmer. They was, okay? This is her. Nice and hugged up. Nice and hugged up. But see, here's the thing. I don't know if this would have been the same thing if she was a regular person. Like if it was me, like I actually asked my husband, I was like, Brian, how would you feel if I went to a concert and I was dressed like this and, I was hugged up on Usher? He's like, first of all, Usher, listen, KeKe Palmer probably has more of a chance with Usher than you. That didn't offend me that he said that, but it's probably true because she's in the public light and I'm not. And then he knows me. I wouldn't have been all pushing up on Usher like that either. He just knows how I am. And plus, my best friend is like infatuated with Usher, so I wouldn't even take the opportunity to do anything with him. But that's just a side note. But yeah, like, this was just an innocent thing to me. He really wasn't even serenading her for that long, okay? Now, KeKe Palmer also posts this. Says, I wish I had taken more pictures, but we were running late. I'm telling y'all right now, if you haven't seen Usher, you must go. And you must. And you must. Okay, I am going to give her kudos for that. He was so fabulous, giving theater. Atlanta down something. I can't see it. In Atlanta glowing, tips and tricks, and just absolutely iconic. I was truly inspired as a performer. I whooped some in spades too. Where is the pic of us all together with the king himself? Now, that means KeKe was backstaging with the Usher of it all, okay? But KeKe, you do your thing, girl. You better use your celebrity to go on and do the things and the things. Here's what I'm gonna say to this. He has a right to have a feeling about his girl and Usher and her cakes, okay? But don't put it on social media because now you look like a bitch. I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it out loud. If I'm KeKe Palmer and you're you, sir, I'm gonna be like, get out of here. Go take the trash out. That's what you do. Okay, and didn't I pay your cell phone bill for you to be sitting up here posting this? Yeah. Don't you say nothing to me. Don't you say nothing to me. And you out here telling people that I'm your wife. Where is the ring? What is it? Because that kind of bothered me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying I don't really mind what KeKe had on, honestly. I really don't care. I think she looked good. Usher was not tripping off of KeKe like that. I think Usher might look at her like a little sister, whether, how we looking at it. This is Aquila in the damn beach, child. Usher ain't thinking about KeKe like that, honey. Mr. Dalton, whatever your name is, okay? Now, KeKe, your cakes was out. They was caking. Yes, was out. And a lot of people said, well, what if she, if she was wearing a bathing suit? Well, we're not at the pool, guys. There was no body of water there. Vegas is a desert. There's really not a lot of water anywhere besides a pool. So would I have worn that with my cakes out? Probably not. But this is KeKe Palmer. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that there's different rules for celebrities, but there's different rules for celebrities, right? We don't know if she was endorsed to wear that outfit. Maybe somebody gave her that outfit to wear to the show so that she would get the publicity. I don't know the ins and outs and the outs and ins of what happened with this whole situation, but would I wear it? No. But would I expect my man to be acting like a little bitch and putting this on social media like this? Absolutely not. Have a conversation with me, because at the end of the day, public opinion is not what matters in my household. Period. They have to raise that kid together. They're the ones in a relationship. And I'm pretty sure if he had have expressed himself to her with some couth, then KeKe would have, she would have responded well to it. And if she didn't, then y'all go ahead and do what you do and deal with it how you deal with it. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we do not care. Okay, we do not care. Let me tell y'all something. The misogyny that is going on in the world is crazy to me. Like, we have shows that Carlos King is producing, like Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bell Collective, now Love and Marriage Disaster Detroit, where men are just trying to push women back to the 1950s and the 1960s. And it's like, but can you lead? You see, women have not become independent because we were just fighting to do so, right? Yes, in a sense we were, but it's a lot of men playing video games and not doing what they need to do. That's why there's more women graduating from college. There's a lot of more women in the business world. We have more tenacity than we did in the past. Our goal of our parents for their daughters was to marry them off to a mister from The Color Purple, so they can know that their baby girl was taken care of. But now baby girl can take care of herself. So I don't need you to lead me into dismay, because that's what a lot of these men are doing. You leading me into damnation. I don't need nobody to lead me into some bullshit. You not working and Colonel, you doing mediocre things. I'm out here winning, but you behind me reaping all the benefits, skinning and grinning. No, that's not leading, sir. It's not. And belittling me to just cleaning up a house and taking care of your children. Let me clear all this out and say it's 2020 damn 3. Interest rates on houses is damn near 7%. You need 2 incomes. Let's just be very clear. I'm not about to be going to work, working 40 plus hours a week. Then I got to come home and do dual jobs, taking care of your children, you, and this house. And only your job, because you a man and got a dick, is because it's to just pay the bills. No. That has gone out the window many moons ago, decades ago. You actually can't afford to be the leader of the house only nowadays. Hell, I know people that's quitting their damn jobs because daycare takes up one person's salary. Now, if that's the case and you staying home and you taking care of the kids and that's your job, absolutely 100%, I get it. That's not gender roles. That's just doing what you got to do, right? But if both of us are working, both of us are successful, you can kiss the ashiest side of my black ass if you think that I'm supposed to bow down to you as niggas, okay? Period. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. KeKe, your ass was out, sis. The outfit was cute. I'll say it again. I wouldn't have worn it, but homeboy should have kept that in private. People, that's what it was. People wanted to compare it to Chance the Rapper getting twerked on at some Jamaican fest. Now, in my opinion, I didn't see anything wrong with that. That's what they do at those carnival things. Like, I didn't feel like that was him cheating on his wife or whatever. And if him and his wife had a discussion about that, that's him and his wife. They're obviously still together, and she didn't have a problem with it. Now, I think she put some Maya Angelou poem out there where it was like, some people got to grow up or whatever. I don't know if she was saying that he needed to grow up or the people that had something to say about it. It was very cryptic. But At the end of the day, mind your business. That's all. That's the message here. We all got to mind our damn business, and that's just on period. KeKe and your boyfriend, baby daddy, want to pretend husband. I don't know if y'all around the house calling each other wife, husband, whatever, because you're not. But listen, don't be trying to have husband privileges when you ain't my husband, okay? Because technically, KeKe's still out here. She for the streets still. Them ass cheeks was for the streets of Usher. All right. And let me say this, Usher is very discreet, because a friend of mine that came on the trip with me, she paid that good old $1,200 to go on in the back, okay, and meet and greet with Usher. Very professional. And she even said, before you go in there to take your picture with him, they tell you, this ain't no Chris Brown meet and greet, okay? They tell you before you walk in, please let him guide how he wants to interact with you. Don't take it upon yourself to be popping that on a handstand and doing all that. Let him guide how you approach him, okay? She took her pictures with him. She said they had a nice conversation. She was like, oh my God, he's so friendly. He's so nice. Like, he's very smart. They had their interaction. She left and went on about her way and got her pictures 2 hours later. It is what it is. Usher is a professional. He's a performer. Mr. Dalton, whoever your name is, I don't know, insecure brother. Yeah, go on. Go on, sir. What's his name? Darius Jackson. Shames. Okay, that's his name. Darius Dalton Jackson. That's his name. Boo and bye to you, sir. Have these conversations with your girl behind the scenes. All right, y'all. Let's get into some of these comments before we get into the Kimmie and Maurice of it all. I want to see his show. Miss B says, what's up, Miss B? How you be? Yes, I'm telling y'all right freaking now. That is the best $1,000 on 2 tickets for a show that I ever spent in my life. And I got amazing. When I tell you amazing seats, amazing. I was in the 200s VIP section. I could see it all, besides the times when that man, I tell you, the men at the show was more excited to see Usher. And this is the men that brought their girlfriends. They was too excited to see Usher. They was standing up. Sit your ass down. We done paid all this money for these tickets because I don't want to watch your back on the screen the whole time. Because if I'm going to watch the screen, I could have been up here in the nosebleeds with everybody else that saved a coin. Okay? Sit down when you go to a concert. I'm sorry, I just had to let that out, y'all. But moving on. But yes, anybody that hasn't gone, please go. It's an amazing show. You will have the time of your life. Shan says, hey y'all, and me too, Usher was worth it. A whole production. Yes, Shan. Yes. I'm glad you had a great time. My husband said it had nothing to do with the outfit. I don't think it had anything to do with the outfit either, sis, honestly. I think it had to do with the fact that it was Usher. And he was feeling a little jealous. But if he knows Usher the way that we know Usher as fans, he ain't thinking about KeKe. So that is not for him. She's too young. He likes them older, okay? He's just mad because he decided to quit his job to be daddy daycare child. And that's what I said. You go take the trash out. That's what you do. Don't worry about what I'm doing, okay? Because you do what I tell you to do, okay? Because you're not contributing anything but bullshit right now. I don't want to hear nothing from you on the internet. Matter of fact, I'm going to stop paying your bill. That's what I'm going to do. Because you can shut up, Mr. Dalton. Okay? Tried it. He's not a husband. Baby daddy opinions go to the bank. Absolutely. Don't you ever claim me as your wife and you ain't been get down on one knee. Okay? Don't try it. That part, Usher likes the elderly women. Exactly, Shan. That's why he too young to know what he talking about. He don't know what he talking about. He don't know what he talking about. Jazzy J says, hey, my DC girl in chat. What up, Jazzy J? As the gossip turns, right? That's my girl, Jazzy. She always like, as love and marriage Huntsville turns. Shan says, exactly. He does that every night. I went in October, row 2. Loved it. Yes, for row 2. You better sit in row 2, honey. Yes, like so it was 4 of us. Me and my other friend, we sat in section 201. My best friend, she was on the 3rd row down on the flow, child. She loves some Usher. Like when we were kids, she had every single it was a borderline sickness, child. She had a magazine clipping from every single magazine and every single article written about Usher, everything all over her wall. She loves Usher. So this is our second time seeing him in concert. We went once when we were in our 20s. And then I said, well, you know what? Let's do it big. It wasn't my birthday, but it was something for us to celebrate. And then my friend that sat with me, she's getting married. So Vegas was just a vibe for us to go and celebrate. So it was just a lot of fun. But yes, everybody, please go. LaSherry Herndon says, hey, Shay, Renee, and Chad, what's up, Mrs. Herndon? Okay, how you be? Shan says, girl, KeKe looks damn good. That baby only, 4 or 5 months old? He was mad. He is stay-at-home dad. And period, that part, okay? Sheila Wright says, Shay and everyone, hey, what's up? Shan says, we know what he means, and that's true. She's in his atmosphere probably more often. Exactly. So, like, that's what you're talking about what my husband said. So yeah, my husband said, he probably wouldn't be checking for you the way that he would maybe check for KeKe, but he knows that I'm not about to be all up on Usher like that. I'm just gonna go enjoy the show and listen at him on the iPod in the voice of Nene and go on about my business. But KeKe Palmer has more access to Usher. Hell, she was playing spades with the man, but he still ain't checking for her. People are going to check for who they want to check for, period. And it's up to you, if you're in a relationship, to act accordingly. That's it, and that's all. And I didn't think that she did too much. It wasn't like she was kissing him. Like, it wasn't like she licked him or did any, crazy stuff. She just hugged him, serenaded the song, and he went on about his business. The Usher show gives a lot. The Usher show gives a lot, though. It was for men and women, worth every dime. Absolutely. Child, I told you the men were standing up and they was having just as much fun as the ladies, child. But it was some scenery for them too, child. Shane, you remember that stripper part where the stripper came out, girl, and I thought the pole was gonna fall down, child, but it had the jaws of life on it. It held her up. That was a great little part of the show. I loved it. Sheila Wright says, I really didn't approve of the dress. It was too revealing. You know what? Yeah, and everybody has their own opinions about what homegirl had on. Absolutely. And everyone's entitled, for sure. Shan says, the thing that makes me wonder is if he is bold enough to do this and publicly. What's going on at the house? He can't handle her celebrity. Right. That part. Shan says, it's being said a designer she collabs with did give her that to wear. See, there you go. There you go. See, I be knowing sometimes, okay? Because think about it. That's a very public place. And that show has been sold out every single night. Like not a seat empty in the place that I could see. All right. And every time I see people doing videos of it, the crowd is full, excited. So that is the place. If I'm a designer and I know that a celebrity is going to go to that show, you damn right I'm going to put my clothes on them. Absolutely. Because you're going to get looks. You're probably going to be on the Jumbotron like he had KeKe. So yeah, absolutely. And KeKe looks damn good. Like, let's be real. Can I be real with y'all? Can we have a conversation? KeKe Palmer had the Aquila and the B body, looking like she had the body of a little breasted boy for the longest time in her life. So now that she had this baby and she's gotten her womanly figure, child, she is ready to show it off and let y'all know, listen, I got some tigum bitties. I got me a little booty, okay? And my belly, where is it? Oh, it's not here because the girl snapped right on back, okay? Now, is it okay for you to not snap back? Absolutely. I don't want people, that's the problem with a lot of women. They get this warped sense of thinking that your body is just going to go right back to where it was, and then you get depressed if it's not. You brought a human life into this world. From the universe gave you the opportunity to birth something amazing. So stop trying to push your body to look a certain way. She was lucky enough to have her body snap back, and I'm happy for her. Show what you got, girl, but I just probably wouldn't have my ass out. I don't know. That's just me. But if it was designer, it was a designer's outfit. It was promotion. So she's making money. Is that my friend Mims? What's up, Mims? Make it make sense says, I'm not surprised by Kimmie. She thought Martell was a good guy. And on that note, we're going to segue into the Kimmie and Maurice Scott interview. Okay. So y'all, I watch Fox Soul because I know a lot of y'all done probably gave up on Funky Deneva, but I still likes me some Funky Deneva. Okay, I do. I really do. I love that he be down there where the Honda cars be at. Okay. But Kimmie and Maurice Scott interviewed with Fox Soul recently. Okay. And basically they were discussing the backlash that came about from Maurice talking about his needs for sex and things of that nature during Kimmie's obviously, I don't know how to say this, y'all, but obviously through Kimmie's plight with cancer, right? Maurice is selfish. That's all it is to it. Maurice is selfish. Throughout this entire interview, he had nothing to say to change what he originally said on the Carlos King show. Let me say this. Claudia gave him so many opportunities to reword what he said when he interviewed with Carlos. And I just think it's very disgusting that Maurice cares only about himself. And you could tell in Kimmie's face throughout the interview that she was disappointed in him. And she even said, you know what? I was very disappointed in his word choice. And I thought that he was being very crass. And I didn't like what he said either. At first, she was kind of defending him with the whole, when we got married, I said that I didn't want to go more than 7 days without having, sex or whatever. But once she underwent chemo, it had been a time where they went 2 weeks without it. And she said that they enjoy each other. But when she realized that she wasn't really enjoying it the way that she used to, she couldn't climax. She wasn't really feeling it. Like, it was literally a chore. So she was just simply having a discussion with her husband about it. But he turned this whole thing into being about him. And about how, so you're just lying about not climaxing? You're not thinking about the fact that, okay, the reason why she's not climaxing and the reason why she's not into it is because of what she's going through. It's like Maurice only cares about himself. And Funky Deneva and Claudia Jordan tried to get him to change his stance and really voice it. And even Kimmie brought it up. Like, at one point in the interview, Funky looked like Al Reynolds tried to change the topic. He was like, okay, well, let's just kind of shift gears here. What about when, you and Kimmie, y'all are trying to co-parent Monster and, this, that, and the third. And he says, yeah, well, Kimmie does have experience. Maurice says Kimmie has experience with raising Jalen, but we have different ideals, when it comes to Maurice Jr. and, this, that, and the third. But, even though Kimmie has displayed that she knows what to do when it comes to raising a successful young man, because Jalen is amazing and he's doing great, blah, blah, blah. But they ended up, everybody saw through the bullshit with that. So Funky Deneva was like, you know what, Kimmie, you don't look too happy over there. What's going on? And she's like, why do you say that? And he was like, your face, it just looks like you're upset or whatever. And so Kimmie says, no, I'm not upset. It's just Claudia gave him 2 chances to change his wording or to speak better of the situation where it comes to our sex life and what you said in this interview, but you still haven't done it. I know Kimmie was just waiting to light his ass up after that, because Claudia basically said, she said, I don't want to be the dead horse here, because she brought it up. Claudia said, would you change your choice of words and would you have said it differently? Basically, Claudia was looking for Maurice to say, I'm sorry, Kimmie. I love you. And no matter what you need from me, I'm going to be there for you. So I apologize for my choice of words. I love you. I'm here to support you, whether that's having sex, not having sex, whatever. I'm here for whatever you need. And that's where I was coming from. I really sounded very selfish in that interview. And maybe that's how I felt previously. But now that hindsight is 2020, now that I'm looking at myself, I don't like what I see. And I need to change. Something of that nature. That's what he should have said. But instead, he said, I'm doubling down on what I'm saying without saying I'm doubling down on what I'm saying. And then Funky Dineva talked about how people were saying that, they felt like Kimmie should divorce Maurice. Here's the thing, people. Kimmie ain't divorcing Maurice. She's not. She's not going to divorce Maurice. Y'all, I just wash and gold my hair. I'm waiting on it to dry because we're going to a hibachi thing later. So I'm just checking it out. It's a little crunchy, but I want it to be big. But anyway, Kimmie is not going to leave Maurice. People telling people to leave their husbands is not going to make people leave their husbands. This ain't what Kimmie should leave Maurice for. Kimmie should have, quiet as it's kept, Kimmie should have never married Maurice ass. That's what I'm going to say. Maurice and Marceau are trash. And I love how Funky Dineva told him, all right, Maurice, we're going to start this interview off, but don't give me no, okay? Don't be talking in circles. Don't be sounding like a pastor, giving me the lawyer talk and just dancing around and BSing me. Say it with your chest. Say what you got to say and say it. And that's the thing. Maurice is so full of shit that he don't even know what the truth ain't in him. It ain't in him. Maurice cares about Maurice. Period. He doesn't care about like Kimmie had basically said it in the interview that she didn't appreciate what he said. She didn't appreciate how he handles her. She doesn't appreciate any of that. But he seems to just kind of skate on by. He doesn't even have an issue with showing that he doesn't care. He's like, oh, well, whatever. She'll get over it. She ain't going nowhere. I really feel like that's Maurice's mindset, where by way of how he handles Kimmie. He doesn't listen to her to understand. He listens to respond with bullshit every time. But he listens to her so that he can respond with some BS. Well, listen, I heard what you said, but but this is why we're going to do what I want to do. That's basically how he responded to everything in that interview. He's like, I said, I champion my wife because for anybody to just go ahead and trudge on through it the way that she has, that's very commendable. That's not saying, oh my God, I wish I'd have known that my wife was literally putting herself through this where she's not enjoying it. I would have tried to figure, if I'd have known sooner, I would have tried to figure out a way of how we can both enjoy it. And if she can't enjoy it, let's think of some other things that we can do. What can bring you excitement? Because at the end of the day, my goal is to keep you happy. That's it. And if this is not something that's making you happy anymore, Kimmie, then let's figure out what makes you happy, because this too shall pass. And I want y'all to pay attention to a real big thing. I think that a lot of us are skipping over. In that interview with Carlos King, Maurice said that when he got out of college, right? When he got out of college, he had a stint of time where he was just out here effing around. He was just effing this person, that person, the other person. And he thought he may have had a problem, right? Then he wanted to become a deacon in the church. And he said, you know what? I got to stop humping around. Because I'm out here just humping around and doing the damn thing. And this ain't what I need to be doing. Let me see if I really have a problem. So he abstained from having any sexual relations for 6 months. Now, you did this off the strength of, I just want to see if I can do it. But you couldn't abstain for the love of your wife. But yet you want to pump her up by saying, oh, you're doing a great thing. I commend you for not enjoying intercourse with me, but doing it anyway, because that's what I want. I love it. Appreciate you. But you can't abstain for 6 months like you did when you just wanted to, for shits and giggles, see if you could do it. but you can't do it for your wife. Help me understand that. And I think a lot of people miss that. You could abstain for 6 months because you just wanted to see if you could do it, right? But you can't abstain at all or even have a conversation to figure out a different way, right? To please your wife or be there for her, or hell, pleasure yourself outside of your wife so they can be enjoyable. You can't figure that out because you don't want to. You wanted to see if you could not have sex for 6 months. That was something you wanted to do. You don't want to figure out how to make things happen with Kimmie where she can be comfortable and figure out how you can in tandem please yourself at the same time, and how you can also make her feel comfortable in the process with whatever you guys choose. That's not a collective conversation you want to have because it's not centered around you. You see, what it all boils down to is Maurice and Marceau want to put out here this head of household image, this I got it, I take care of everything role. How are you displaying that when you didn't even see that? Your dad came on the show himself and said that he was working all the time. And he wasn't around. And your parents got a divorce. So is that what you aspire to do? Because your mother didn't have a strong male counterpart in the house, helping her do things and showing her what it takes to take care of umpteen of y'all children. And if your mother was in the house telling the girls that they need to clean up all the time, I mean, the boys don't have to do dishes and they don't have to cook and the girls just have to cook, then that's a problem too. But I don't think that that's what was going on. And Kimmie, I know that you expressed that you didn't like what Maurice said in the interview, but I'm also really tired of you sticking up for him and making the stuff that he says okay. I need you talk about Maurice just saying it with his chest. I need you to say it with your chest and directly say, Maurice, you were wrong. I need for you right now to apologize to me. And I need for you to understand that I don't want to F you all the time. It's not pleasurous for me. Okay? I am doing this for you. Yes, I need you to acknowledge it. But yes, I need you to stop making it about you all the time. Because it's not about you. This is a 50-50 situation right here. You always making it 80-20. And sometimes I don't even get all my 20. But I'm going to need you to knock it off. Kimmie is facing a life-threatening situation right now. And all Maurice continues to think about is himself. Kimmie still cooking and cleaning. Kimmie still taking care of his son. I don't get it. Kimmie, this is only going to continue, and it's only going to get worse because why? Because you allow it. Plain and simple. You are allowing this behavior, and he's not going to change because even in that interview, even when Claudia came back and gave y'all a chance to talk about it, she was like, you know what, Maurice, I hate to be the dead horse, but like you are just not changing what you're saying. And I can see that as a woman, I feel like I can feel how Kimmie feels. And Kimmie was like, yeah, you know what you said was terrible. In the words of Candy, what you said was some bullshit. Okay. But he don't want to change it. He was like, well, I can't change what I've already said. And yes, I said if I could choose a different choice of words, I would. Okay, but what are those words? The thing is, you can't find them because it's not sincere. You don't actually feel like you want to change what you said. You just on the spot because the public that aired you out. But in actuality, you said what you said it with your chest, and you're not changing it. Period. You've had time to rethink what you said and recraft your words. You and Marcel should know. Y'all the ones that think that y'all the master wordsmiths. So you definitely could have found the words to say how you really felt if you felt different. But you said what you really felt. And you said it the way you wanted to say it. Period. But y'all, it was a mess. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Michelle is in the building. She says, hey, Shay Renee, how are you? I am doing good. Michelle, how are you? Variety VYT says, Kimmie is staying in a sad situation. She is. But you know what? I don't like, Kimmie has always been in a sad situation. So let me say this. I don't think that what this recent situation with Maurice is what should now be like, oh, I'm over it now for Kimmie. No. This is Maurice. Kimmie has been dealing with this for years, okay? So, yeah. I just really want her to learn how to put this man in his place. You ain't got to leave him, but you definitely need to learn to teach him how to treat you better. And if he doesn't want to change, then you got to make some changes on your own. Kimmie perplexes me. She acts one way around the ladies, but then she goes for whatever with Maurice. Right. Like, she was clearly upset, and Funky Deneva pointed it out in that interview. She was clearly perplexed by what he said. Kimmie will never say anything with her chest against Maurice. That's why she shocked me when she said what she did about MJ. Right. Yep. Yeah, I think Kimmie is getting, at some point she gets to her breaking points, but Maurice ain't changing. It is what it is. PSR 076 says, hi, Shay. What's up? What's up? How you bees? PSR 076 says, Claudia gave him chances to rectify, but he stood in it. Absolutely. She said, listen, I'm trying to help you out here. Like, I know I've said things in the media that I feel like, oh, I probably should have phrased that differently. But it seems like you're doubling down on it. And then she even said, Kimmie, it sounds like you're making excuses for him. You're over here covering and protecting him, but he's not covering and protecting you. And I felt that. I was like, damn, she is speaking nothing but the truth. So help her. Okay. It was the real him in the interview with Carlos. Absolutely. Because he was laughing and Carlos was up there, revving it on up. Like he agreed with most of what Maurice was doing and saying. So it was like he was talking to his good old buddy on the phone and they was kikiing at his wife's expense, which is crazy to me. Shane says Claudia was trying to help him out, but he totally blew it off. Right. Who said that? Says, what's up, Shay Renee and everyone? Hopefully you are all doing well this blessed Saturday. Hope I haven't missed much. No, you haven't, but you can catch that good old replay, sister girl. Catch that good old replay because we're going to end this in just a few minutes here. But thank you so much for joining us. LaSherry Herndon says, I think she knew who Maurice was like before she married him and was okay with his bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying. Like, she knows who he is. So all I want to see is you standing your ground with him. Because at the end of the day, don't cry me a river. Don't complain if you're going to still be there and you're still going to allow him to talk to you like that and treat you that way. Period. As a mother, I would never want Kimmie to be a role model for my daughter. Yeah, I don't know if I really look at any of these people on TV as a role model per se, but hey. Good thing she raised a son then, right? PSR 076 says, God, that Claudia was there for the interview. Glad that Claudia was there for that interview. She asked the right question. He was doing his MLK person impersonation. Right. Absolutely. Sorry to put MLK with him in the same sentence. No, I get what you were saying because he always giving them I have a dream daggone speeches and long speeches. Don't nobody have time for that. Just get to the point, okay? That's what we want you to do. Get to the point. Kimmie is who said that? Says Kimmie is an older version of Tisha, letting them Scott brothers be disrespectful. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. Tisha is she just gives me not smart. I think Kimmie gives it back to Maurice at certain points. Like the last show episode where she was like, I don't want to hear all the extra, just say it. So like she does give him what he needs when he needs it. Even in this interview, she kept saying, yeah, I didn't agree with what you said. It was crass what you said. And what you said was some bullshit, okay? And then even when Funky didn't even ask her, are you okay? You feel like, it looks like you're upset. She was like, no, I'm not upset. But she identified, she's like, she gave you 2 chances to change what you said. And I don't want to look like I'm coaching you into what to say, but I shouldn't have to coach you into saying how you feel if you really feel it different about what you said. Like she was kind of like, so do you really feel different about what you said, or are you just BSing around? Because you're saying one thing but doing another. And it's just not, she wasn't feeling it. Courtney Clark says, finally caught alive. Hey, everyone. What's up? What's up, Courtney? Thank you so much for making it in the building. The review hour says, if you have to teach your husband how to test you, then the marriage is already over, in my opinion. Great commentary. Absolutely. 100. Treat you. I think that's what you meant to say. If you have to teach your husband how to treat you, then the marriage is already over, in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Now, I do think that there is a level of communication that needs to happen, right? Because sometimes I think as women, we miss the mark when we think that men can read our minds. I do think that. I think that it is our duty as a wife, or a partner, if you will, to communicate how we're feeling and what we need. Sometimes we may think that they should know because of tenure or time that they've been around us, but just sometimes we may not be giving off and putting down what we think we are. Right? I can't tell y'all how many times I've had conversations with my husband and he was thinking I was thinking one way, but I really wasn't thinking that way. And I explained it to him, and then he got it, and I was able to get what I needed out of him. There was this time in our marriage where my husband he don't like surprises. He don't like big extravaganzas and gifts. And I do. So I would always plan surprise trips, and he would have a good time and benefit off of it, right? But when my birthday come around, I get what you want for your birthday, ass nigga. Okay? Couldn't stand that. So every year I would make these public displays of his birthday, right? And he would just give me the what you want for your birthday. And that used to boil me up for so long. Then we got to a rough patch where we started going to therapy. And we learned from our therapist that I was doing for him what I wanted him to do for me, and vice versa. He was doing for me what he really wanted me to do for him. So he really does want, hey, what do you want me to say? Hey, what do you want for your birthday? And I just buy him exactly what he asked for, or do exactly what he asked for. He didn't like the whole big show and all that stuff. I do. So now the roles have reversed. I'm still not what you want for your birthday, I'm gonna just buy it person. I'm still gonna add my own personal zhuzh on it, but I don't do too much to where it's displeasing to him, if that makes sense. So communication is a very, very big thing in relationships. And I think that instead of us thinking that our partners know exactly what we're thinking, sometimes we have to go ahead and let them in on our thoughts, and then go from there as to what they do with the information, right? Shan says she was busy trying to steal Kyle husband to realize the misery she was signing up for. Child, I ain't mess with you, Shan, and that. Who said that? Yes, ma'am. Gotcha on your thoughts. Yeah. I think, are we redoing what we said earlier? Got you. Okay. Latasha V says, I think Carlos gave him an opportunity to change his perspective, but instead he doubled down. Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, Latasha, I think Carlos agrees with that BS. Carlos is just all for the bullshit. Like, he is just all for drama and BS and minutia. And anything that creates that and keeps that going, he's all for it. Variety VYT says, I don't like Claudia, but she does her job when she interviews. Yes, she absolutely does. She does an amazing job. Rosa C says, hey, Shay, Renee, and chat. What's up? What's up, Rosa? So y'all, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. Thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that has an opinion about these two fools themselves, okay? And I will see y'all later on. I might do my Love and Marriage Huntsville review tonight. I'm not sure. Or in the morning. I'll set a reminder for everybody so that we can be together for my Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I also need to review Summer House. And I don't know if I'm going to keep doing Real Housewives of Orange County. It's actually good to me this season, but I don't know if y'all necessarily watching it, child. And Bell Collective, I do need to get on it. I ain't done that a Bell Collective interview yet. Okay. I mean, review yet. So I'm going to try to get on it. I'm catching up from Vegas, y'all. I'm trying to get my mind right and get the times together. Lee says, I'm still trying to figure out what single mother thinks it's okay to invite a man you don't know like that to come to your house just to cut your son's hair. She was definitely there to get him. Oh, yeah. Oh, please. Yeah, I agree 100%. She was trying to get Maurice. Whether she was a side chick or not, I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that either she was and didn't know it, or was and knew it and just thought that they were going to end up not together anyway. Who knows? But at this point, I'm going to tell y'all, and I continue to tell y'all, I don't care. I really don't, because they've been together for years now. Kaya is married. And if I was Kaya's husband, I would feel totally and utterly disrespected. Why are we still talking about this? You know what I mean? Kimmie needs to treat him accordingly. Period. Okay? Period. And on that note, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Let me find the video to get it out. Peace out.